Hi, I'm Larry Mawby, a wine grower here at Mawby Vineyards, south of Suttons Bay on the Leelanau Peninsula of Michigan. We're just a little ways northwest of Traverse City. From the perspective of the consumer who comes to wine country and wants to visit wineries, obviously the best winery experience is one where a group of folks who are friends get to visit a winery. They have a great time. They get to taste some wines that they find interesting. They get a chance to chat with their friends. For those people who are coming as a couple or single, we hope that they encounter new friends in the tasting room, and they get a chance, as we all wish when you're coming to wine country, to taste a new wine, some new discovery, something that was unfamiliar to you that you find really interesting.
Is there anything specific when you go on if you're going like doing your first wine tour, going to a winery for the first time? What are some things you should look out for, or what are some things you should keep in mind as you're going?
Well, one of the things I think that's really good about this area is we have a lot of different limo tours, van tours, and small bus tours. Those folks know the wineries, and they can be, if you don't have any idea of where you want to go, they can be a really good resource to direct you. If you can tell them what kind of wines you're interested in, they can often give you really good advice. The other advantage of them is if you're more enthusiastic than you perhaps should have been by the end of the day in your tasting, you're not driving. And so your safety and the safety of others has been taken care of. But beyond that, if you're driving yourself, that's super cool. It is good to have a designated driver, of course. But what you want to do is, there's a lot of information presented by the wine trails and by the local chambers of commerce, and in the case of Traverse City, by TC Tourism, that gives people a lot of information about what the different wineries do, what kind of experience it's going to be, whether they offer tours as well as tastings, so that people can be a little more informed and make better decisions. Then you really just want to know that you're welcome at the winery, that you're going to have a fun time, that you're probably going to get the opportunity to taste wines that you've never experienced before, which is always fun.
So if someone's at home right now and in the lower part of Michigan, let's say, and they go to a Meijer or a grocery store, and there's the huge wine selection, and there's always the Michigan wine section, and what is it about Michigan wines that stand out there, at the grocery store if you're looking, compared with all the wines from all across the world? What makes Michigan wine, unique?
Well, there's a whole flavor profile that is fairly consistent to Michigan that is dissimilar to other areas of the country necessarily, and that is Michigan wines tend to be from cooler climates, so they have fresher, brighter fruit flavors. They tend to be a little bit lower in alcohol. They're not as high alcohol as really warm climate wines, so they're much easier, more fun to enjoy. In that sense, there's a broad spectrum of wines produced in Michigan, from dry white wines to semi-dry or even sweet late harvest styles of white wines, rosés, all the way from dry to quite sweet, red wines, light-bodied, full-bodied red wines, fruit wines, dessert wines. I make sparkling wines. There are lots of variety, which can be overwhelming. But if you have experienced wines from other parts of the world that you enjoy, there's probably an equivalent from somebody in Michigan that will have that unique Michigan character that sets it apart, but still identifiable as part of that same wine family.
So from your winery here, if someone's never had your wine, what's one bottle you would recommend? Oh my gosh, it depends entirely on the individual. We always ask people, do you like dry wines or sweeter wines? If you know nothing about anybody, we've found that Sex, which is our sparkling rosé, is really enjoyed by almost every adult in the country. It's a very fun wine. It certainly bespeaks the idea of family and friends having fun together
in a casual and non-snooty way. So yeah, I would say, but if you're not sure about that, there's a lot of wines that we produce that are great either before or after sex. Detroit is a sweeter, fruitier wine. Our Blanc de Blanc is a dry, crisp wine from Chardonnay. So there's just a huge variety.